Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're ranking the old-school Hollywood films, as in pre-1980s, that contain outstanding soundtracks.
As time goes by.
Sam, I thought I told you never to play.
Number 10, American Graffiti.
1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, rock. 5, 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, rock. 9, 10, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, rock. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight.
Where were you in '62? This is the question asked by the movie poster for 1973's American Graffiti. The film is a nostalgic love letter and a look back to the youth of director George Lucas. A childhood full of fast cars, young love, and music. Lots of music.
What's wrong?
And great music, too. American Graffiti possessed a soundtrack chock full of classic oldies tunes, and it's these songs that help drive the movie's storylines and character motivations. The track listing is a veritable who's who of just about every hit the producers could afford to clear. These include, but are not limited to, Rock Around the Clock, 16 Candles, Runaway, and more, from artists as diverse as Buddy Holly, Chuck Berry, and the Beach Boys. Number 9, Easy Rider. Many of the best movie soundtracks possess a bit of the DNA from the time period during which they were released. 1969's Midnight Cowboy and our next pick from that same year fit this bill. Easy Rider juxtaposes hippie idealism with the oncoming storm of 1970s bummer culture, and its soundtrack seems to know this well.
You wanna be a bird.
As a result, there are some strong examples of psychedelic rock from artists like the Byrds and the Jimi Hendrix Experience. However, there's also a heavier and grittier dark side to the soundtrack, a side exemplified by the heavy metal thunder of Steppenwolf and the gothic experimentalism of producer David Axelrod and the Electric Prunes. Energy, rebellion, freedom. These words and more describe the Easy Rider listening experience.
Darkness at the break of noon, shadows even the silver spoon, the handmade blade, the child's balloon, eclipses both the sun and moon.
Number 8, Casablanca.
What's that you're playing?
Oh, just a little something on my own.
Oh, stop it. You know what I want to hear.
It wasn't exactly common for movies produced during the era of Casablanca to have home media copies of their soundtracks available for public purchase. That's why there was some real cause for celebration back when this film's soundtrack was finally released on CD back in 1997. Max Steiner's contributions to Casablanca are primarily orchestral. However, the movie possesses a number of all-time classics with songs like As Time Goes By, Knock on Wood, and It Had to Be You going on to help define the film for movie lovers.
I could never be crossed. I try to be boss, but they wouldn't do. Oh, nobody else gave me a thrill, honey, with all your faults. I love you, still have to be you. Wonderful, you had to be you.
There's a feeling of wistfulness and romanticism that's impossible to separate from the music here, and it's helped retain Casablanca as a stone-cold Hollywood classic.
You must remember this. A kiss is just a kiss. A sigh is just a sigh. The fundamental things apply as time goes by.
Number 7, A Hard Day's Night.
It's been a hard day's night, and I've been working like a dog.
The Beatles were at the height of their early teeny bop fame when they starred in 1964's A Hard Day's Night. The movie's soundtrack underlines just how difficult composing this sort of economic pop material can be at this level. As a result, A Hard Day's Night is completely brilliant since it demonstrates just how infectious the Fab Four's music was at this time.
I give her all my love, that's all I do. And if you saw my love, her too. I love her.
Can't Buy Me Love, She Loves You, and I'm Just Happy to Dance With You may all share one common theme, but it's a universal one. The love and perceived innocence of the 1960s practically permeates the soundtrack with a floral smell of free love and musical idealism. So dive in.
She loved you, yeah, yeah, yeah. She loved you, yeah, yeah, yeah. With a love like that, you know you should be glad.
Number 6, The Sound of Music.
The hills are alive with the sound of music.
Adapting a successful stage play to the screen is always a gamble. But thankfully, 1965's The Sound of Music had an ace up its sleeve. It's listed right there in the title, too, as the titular music here has gone on to become just as iconic as its movie adaptation.
I have confidence in sunshine. I have confidence in rain. I have confidence that spring will come again. Besides which you see, I have confidence in me.
My Favorite Things, 16 Going on 17, Do Re Mi, and the title song have all entered the cultural consciousness and lived there rent-free for decades. The same goes for songs like So Long Farewell, tunes that are so well-known, they become parody fodder for shows like Family Guy.
So long, farewell, our feet are saying goodbye. I leave and heave a sigh and say goodbye.
Simply said, The Sound of Music makes you feel good. And what could be wrong with that? Number 5, Grease. Hey, here's a question. Why is the main title theme to Grease a disco tune when the film is set during the 1950s? Yeah, we know the film was produced during the disco era, and if we're being honest, the Grease theme is such a banger we don't even care.
Grease is the word.
This classic movie musical isn't only limited to songs from Frankie Valli, however, as Grease also contains all of those hits you love, from Summer Nights and Grease Lightnin' to Beauty School Dropout and Born to Hand Jive. There's a whole lot of shaking going on, that's for sure. But also a lot of rockin', rollin', and oh yeah, that disco.
Chang, chang, changity, changey rock. That's the way it should be. Wow, yeah.
Number 4, West Side Story.
Here come the jets, little worlds, let the sky better go underground, better run, better hide. We're drawing the line, so keep your noses hidden. We're hanging a sign, the visitors forbidden.
The 1961 film adaptation of West Side Story from director Robert Wise stands as one of the most respected musical films of all time. It also just happens to have one of the best soundtracks of all time, a nicely balanced mixture of orchestral brilliance and some truly iconic songwriting.
Maria, I'll never stop saying Maria.
Songs from the original production include Maria, Tonight, and I Feel Pretty, and they've all gone on to become standards. West Side Story is just one of those classic American movies that consistently seems to find an audience, generation after generation. And with a soundtrack this good, it's easy to see why.
I like to be in America, okay by me in America, everything free in America.
For a small fee in America.
Number 3, The Graduate.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again.
It wasn't exactly commonplace back in 1967 for Hollywood movies to possess a pop soundtrack. There were exceptions, sure, but Simon and Garfunkel's work on The Graduate set a new standard for how pop music could be utilized within a film. It also helped legitimize this sort of music as a means with which to convey characters' feelings and emotions.
April, come she will, when streams are ripe and swelled with rain.
The soundtrack to The Graduate is so powerful and evocative, it feels like another character. Songs like The Sound of Silence, Mrs. Robinson, and Scarborough Fair work wonderfully with compositional cues from Paul Simon and Dave Grusin, and it all comes together within a film that, for many, helped define the 1960s.
And here's to you, Mrs. Robinson, Jesus loves you more than you will know. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Number 2. Shaft. The blaxploitation film genre features an embarrassment of soundtrack riches. This is particularly true if your musical tastes lean towards soul, jazz, and funk. The soundtracks to Superfly and Trouble Man are both stone-cold classics of the genre, but only one bad mother stands above them. We're just talking about Shaft, and we can dig it.
Any kind of job is hard to find, and that means an increase in the welfare line.
Isaac Hayes' soundtrack to this 1971 hit almost single-handedly broke the mold for what a blaxploitation soundtrack was supposed to achieve. Oh, there are some fire score cues on here for sure, but film fans primarily remember Shaft for its titular theme song. This is a tour de force of bravado and style, a funky ode to the private dick who's a sex machine to all the chicks.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Saturday Night Fever. Our number 1 pick actually ties into the Grease soundtrack in a unique way. That's because lead John Travolta ended 1978 with not one, but both of the top-selling soundtracks of that year. One of them was Grease, and the other was this all-time disco smash. The soundtrack to Saturday Night Fever has sold more than 40 million copies, and it defines a decade of leisure suits, sequins, and dancing. It's primarily a showcase for hits from the Bee Gees, including Night Fever and Stayin' Alive, but there's a lot of other great stuff too. Walter Murphy's danceable classical hybrid of Fifth of Beethoven stands out, as does excellent material from Tavares and composer David Shire. This one is worth the hype. What's your favorite old school movie soundtrack? Let us know in the comments.
Officer Grumpy, what are we to do? Officer Grumpy, Grump you!
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.